Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs, as we'll see the national champions from last year, the Auburn Tigers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Fires to the tight end. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the running back has it. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
We want to stop the run game, get the big defensive tackles in the middle, getting penetration. Those big boys eating up blocks, taking away gaps and holes for those running backs to run through.
Using his power and his sweet feet to get in the backfield quickly.
And you know you're athletic when you describe with power and sweet feet. I mean, just put those two things together and you're just pretty amazing.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Nolan. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Georgia sends out the punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Makes a nice grab at the 25. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Hand off from the gun. Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This guy's a game changer at the running back position, man. Don't you just feel like you have to be if you're going to be toting the rock at Auburn? Bo Jackson obviously won a Heisman Trophy. Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown on the same team at the same time. And then Tank Bigsby here in recent years, too. Physical runners, but they also had speed. They were the total package, and I think this guy fits right into that category.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles. And those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Got a man. It's Henderson. On the move is the 30. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Here comes Auburn to the line on 1st and 10. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
This crowd knows when to bring it. Second down, they'll go to the air. Looking down the middle. Makes the catch. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Auburn.
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option. You've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. Oh, as he catches it. Oh, he's getting it hasty. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
That is a total bust by the defense. You can't go out there with 6 DBs and allow a wide receiver to be that wide open, make the catch, and then even make a nice run after it. Somebody made a big mistake in the back end.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Now down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Well, jet sweep pass. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air, it's Nolan. Got his man. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up first and goal. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Brings up second and goal.
That's the end of the period, and Auburn has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
The extra point here would tie the game. And he added the extra point. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. They go to the end around to start the drive. That'll get them thinking.
And playing defense now in college football, you have to be ready for motions. And wide receivers are becoming more and more part of the game plan of getting them the football, letting them be running backs. You see it even in the NFL some too. Great job by the defense. They were ready for it. They were aware. Now the offense maybe use that as a decoy in the future.
The play-action fake. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Play action does so many things. When you run the football and have success, it slows everybody down. Not just the linebackers and the safeties and making them come up, but the defensive line, they're thinking run as well. It slows down the pass rush. It gives me a little bit more time to develop routes and make it really easy on my quarterback.
The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Right down the middle. On target to the left. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the middle. Got his man to the left. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
The Tigers trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
But how fast did they get in there and make that tackle for a loss? If you blinked, you missed it. Nice job by the defense, getting penetration, everybody up near the line of scrimmage, shooting the gaps quick, getting in the backfield, getting the guy in the ground.
They'll run the option. And the ball is free on the pitch. He picks it up, still on his feet.
Well, the offense is able to avoid disaster right there. The problem is they fumbled it, but thankfully they were able to jump back on and not have a turnover.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Singleton. They found a way to get him the rock, but he is stopped short, and it'll be 4th down. And here comes the field goal unit. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. It's good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kid, nice job.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Going to the ground. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. Guys, only Minnesota and Wisconsin have played more often than Auburn and Georgia. This rivalry is rich in tradition.
And you're right, Reese. This goes back to 1892. A long time. This game has been heated. You know a bunch of the names, a bunch of the storylines. And speaking of storylines, how about the mascot for Georgia? Literally trying to bite an Auburn wide receiver. That's how real this rivalry is.
They'll go 5 wide on 2nd and 8. Making side adjustments here. Dropping back, it's Nolan. Makes the catch, it's Taylor. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the Bulldogs line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Using his feet. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
And already it's completely changed the game. Like now it's 11-on-11 football. The quarterback used to hand it off and stand there and watch the play. Now he's very much involved in the play. He's running the football so much, and even when he's not, he's making somebody go with him and cover him. So the quarterback scrambling, the quarterback running has completely changed the way people play defense.
Looking left. Makes the grab. It's Wilson. There he goes. Touchdown, Dogs! A great catch and run for 6.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cover the final 54 yards with the explosive play in the passing game for 6. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. What a play to set him up.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Linebackers trying to create some confusion. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Firing to the right, complete. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
Nice play. And this running back showing you why he truly is a 3-down back. He's not just dangerous running the football between the tackles or blocking, but he can also catch the ball. And when you get this guy the football in space in the perimeter of the field, he's got the wiggle and he's got the power to break tackles from the secondary. That's why this guy has an opportunity to play at the next level.
Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Keeps it on the bootleg. It's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Georgia.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Washington notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from Husky Stadium is worth its weight in gold. All that speculation all week, and now we know. Something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And the completion to the sideline, a solid pickup, but not enough for the first down.
Real smart play. Great job. Get the positive yards, and then get your booty out of bounds.
And the Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it along the sideline. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. This offense thrives on those big, explosive plays, and that one has them set up with a 1st and 10 from the 17. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Finds his big tight end. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And that one sails through the back of the end zone.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They want to run this quarterback. Looks as if Auburn will have enough for the first down. One more snap coming before juice boxes and orange slices. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. Already 1 for 1 on field goals today. He'll try to make it 2 for 2 from 22. The official says no good. My goodness, you need those field goals, guys, to cut into that deficit. We're still at 11.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
To the ground with the back. Oh, he's got some space. And after that short game, they'll head to the locker room for halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So here comes the Auburn offense. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. But they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throwing right. He makes a catch. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
They just keep firing. Here's the pressure. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Unloads it downfield. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Looking for more room. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Get another look at this Bulldog offense. Running behind that left side. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like, coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Bringing the heat. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. Keep bringing the heat like that, and you can fall in line with the likes of Derek Brown or Nick Fairley.
Man, I still remember that Nick Fairley season where he put the defense on his back. Cam Newton took care of the offense, but he ruled the defense, making big plays, getting in the backfield, getting after quarterbacks.
Turns it on in midfield. Gets it past the marker. It's a running, and he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bulldogs! No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped.
Kick returners just have to do a better job knowing where they are on the field and what the situation is. That's a ball you got to let go through the end zone. That's a touchback. Instead, you're trying to be the hero, and now you've done yourself more harm than good. The offense starting in terrible field position.
Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. Runs into a wall. They'll give him one out to the 8.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Finds his man. It's Thompson. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. The Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Finds his man. It's Henderson. Still on his feet at the 45. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. This Auburn offense doing work. They're set up with another first down. Looking downfield on first down. Hauls it in. Oh, there might have been trouble if they had knocked him down so quickly. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll give it to the back. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line. Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Pressure coming. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Past the 20. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Dogs!
And that's a great job by the defender there, back in his own end. He knew he had to make a play. He jumped the route, caught it, and he takes it all the way back. Forget flipping the field. How about scoring a touchdown?
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Singleton. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the...
Going downfield for the big play. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. He'll take another shot here. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
And the defense finally stops him, right? He's had a heck of a day, and they're taking a shot down the field to him. And I think they've gone to their go-to guy because he's put up numbers and he's been productive and he's got that speed on the outside. Defense has definitely got an eye on him and kind of saying, hey, we got to make sure we take him away.
Fires to the big fella. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Lets it fly. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can make plays after he catches it. Nice job by the quarterback seeing the situation and where to go with the football.
And the Tigers in the hurry up. Pushes ahead. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Looking to fire. Lets it go to the end zone. And he'll sail it way too far for everybody.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
This offense in dire need of a touchdown. Is third and goal, but this is probably four-down territory. Good, solid tackle. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. A field goal really doesn't do much for you in this situation, so they'll go for it on fourth and goal. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on fourth down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Going for 6. Touchdown, Tigers. Fit it in the window for the score.
And I like the decision to go for it. And I think a lot of people probably thinking this close to the goal line, fourth and goal, are they going to power it in? Nice job. They had this play ready. They go with the pass. Nice throw, nice catch. Huge job and huge execution on fourth down.
He's looking to pass. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
And that's tough, man. It was drawn up right. It was a good throw. It was right in his hands. You just want your playmaker to make that play and get to the two-point conversion.
They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Let's go. Takes the handoff. It's Soto. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Yeah, and he's been dependable. I mean, he's been a guy that they've given the ball a lot. He's just been so productive, giving this offense an easy way to move the football down the field. 97 yards on the day.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. To the air, it's Nolan. The short hands, it's Wilson. Got enough space. Touchdown, Georgia! They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. The Dogs are starting to hunker down, and they are sinking their teeth into the Deep South's oldest rivalry.
And the red and black going crazy, the fans going nuts, and Georgia has dominated this rivalry of late. Auburn fans are sick and tired of the Dogs. Man, they got to do something about it.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Oklahoma is down right now, and that's unusual for this program. Those fans in Norman expect excellence. Let's see if they can provide the spark this team needs. They're trailing by just 4 to Ohio State. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. And the sack all the way back at the 5.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. That's a 20. He's got space. And they're able to make the tackle. Auburn lines up quickly. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Reels it in down the left side. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. And, Jesse, there's a huge mountain to climb here, but you might as well start with a chunk play.
Well, you got to start somewhere, Reese. It's been tough going for this offense all game long. They find themselves in a hole, but I love the aggressive nature. Keep taking shots. Keep trying to claw your way back into this one.
Got some of the work done on 1st. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Third and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught close to the marker, it's Thompson. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding it.
At this point in the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. 1 touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
They were really starting to put a drive together, but after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
Picks up the first down, still moving. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course. This team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Now from their own 20-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
They'll leave it with him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute.
Breaks into the open. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
You know, there are probably a lot of coaches out there with a lead like this that would like to run the ball and see if they could ice this game and bleed the clock. Not this coaching staff. They are going to be aggressive. They are going to continue taking shots.
The give to the tailback. So after the first down run, here's 2nd down. Leaves it with the running back. Powers through the defender. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
This is a designed run. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Trying to do it on the ground. He gets it past the sticks, and Georgia has a first down. So they're closing in on a solid top 25 win for the resume, in addition to holding off any thoughts of an upset.
Well, they were very anxious and eager, too, to make a statement to the entire country just how dominant they were. They have so much confidence in themselves, but they wanted to prove it to everybody else. They wanted to prove it to their opponent here today. They dominated in all 3 phases.
And now they put the college football world on notice. That was a nice win. You get these top 25 wins, they're big for your resume, big for your confidence, and everybody else starts to look at you a little bit more seriously.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And in a two-possession game, they'll take a knee. Defense can stop it a couple more times. It is Georgia taking home the W in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.